I tell you, I am chanting Chandi from the time I remember me. Maybe at the age of 2 or 3, I heard Chandi being chanted, then started chanting. I chant Chandi from the age of 2 or 3. First listening, then chanting. It is something extraordinary to awaken all the life energies in you. It is such power.
The verse
Such energy.
Devi Mahatmyam means glory of the goddess Devi. This 700 verse chant is a part of the sacred scripture Markandeya Purana. It extols Devi as the mother Chandi, who is the glorious embodiment of goddess Durga, power, goddess Lakshmi, abundance, and goddess Saraswati, knowledge. This chant is also called Chandi or Durga Shaptasati. It is chanted for us to destroy our inner negative thoughts and demonic tendencies and emerge as the divine embodiment of Devi, manifesting power, abundance, and knowledge. The Devi Mahatmyam describes a time in human history when negativity and destruction pervaded planet Earth, symbolized by demonic energies. All the gods prayed for Devi Parashakti to destroy these demonic forces. Devi Parashakti assumed a ferocious warrior form and slayed the demons through illustrious battles. In the divine life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, chanting Chandi and offering the Chandi Homa is one of the most intimate practices which he has done as a part of his personal worship and a part of his guidance and teachings for millions across the world, including thousands who seek to experience the same oneness with Parashakti which he radiates.
In the Vedic tradition, there are two 700 slokas which can directly give you to enlightenment. One 700 sloka is philosophy, Bhagavad Gita. The other 700 sloka is technique, Chandi, Sabdaswati. Bhagavad Gita is linguistic importance. Understand, try to practice. Chandi is phonetic importance. Just reciting, it can lead you to enlightenment. With Chandi, it is working on sound, just a very phonetic sound. Chant or listen, enough. Work happens inside you. That is the ultimate sound vibration. When you recite, you can feel inside your body that creativity getting expressed. And the Devi who resides in you in the form of creativity getting awakened.
Today, revered and worshipped as the Pushpa Samadhi of His Divine Holiness and preserved in the sovereign archives is the Devi Mahatmyam book, which was used by His Divine Holiness from around the year 1995 in the preliminary years of his mission, when he was volunteering in the Ramakrishna Mutt in Mylapore, Chennai. Beginning on the 31st December 1999, His Divine Holiness experienced the first great pause, where he was radiating an intense space of superconsciousness. During this time, Paramashiva was preparing the body of His Divine Holiness to uplift the cosmic consciousness itself to the next level. Due to this, His Divine Holiness was eating very little and not talking or even moving around. After this intense, vibrating energy settled down in his body, His Divine Holiness auspiciously began creating the Satya Sankalpa, the conscious will, for the revival of the Hindu nation of Sri Kailasa, what would be the only Hindu nation and the great enlightened civilization on planet Earth once again. His Divine Holiness conducted the Chandi Homa to authentically and ritualistically create the Satya Sankalpa and manifest Sri Kailasa into reality. His Divine Holiness initiated a group of 9 individuals into the tradition of Devi worship in preparation to perform the Homa. He initiated them into the Chamundi Mula Mantra and instructed them to chant it 108 times a day for 3 days amongst observing other austerities. On the date predetermined for this Chandi Homa, the 7th of November 2000, as His Divine Holiness arrived at the entrance to the temple, the Divya Prabha, the divine light around him, was captured in a photograph. For 12 hours, 4 am to 4 pm, His Divine Holiness conducted the Chandi Homa that day. During the final Purnagudi offering, Devi herself appeared and accepted the offerings of His Divine Holiness. After the Homa was over, His Divine Holiness gifted each one an energized Sri Chakra and gave personal blessings to all. One of the 9 individuals was Ravi. Ravi Ayya remembers how His Divine Holiness revealed where Devi Parashakti herself did tapas and guided Ravi and the other temple administrators to build a temple in this area for Parashakti.
உட்காந்து முட்டி போட்டு அம்பாள்கிட்ட வாசி பண்ணி பார்க்குறாரு. அதை வாசி பண்ணி பார்க்கும்போது எந்திரிச்சிட்டு அவருக்கு மனசில் ஒரு ஆனந்தம், அந்த மோதிரம் ஒரு ஜேஜஸ் எந்திரிச்சு நின்று ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கே அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு என்கிட்ட சொல்கிறார். அம்பாளுடைய ஒரு நவசண்டி ஹோமம் பண்ணுங்க, அதை நானே முன்னே நின்று நடத்தி வைக்கிறேன், நானே செய்கிறேன், உட்காந்து செய்கிறேன். இது வைதிக முறையில் இல்லை, சாதுக்களுக்கே உரியதான தாந்திரிக முறையில் நான் நவசண்டி ஹோமத்தை பண்ணி வைக்கிறேன். உங்களுக்கு வேகமும் கிடைக்கும், உங்களுக்கு பலமும் கிடைக்கும், பணமும் கிடைக்கும், எல்லாமே நல்லபடியாக செய்வீங்க.
With idea of success, you will always be wavering. With idea of excellence, you will always be grounded. If you see the earliest photographs, videographs available to us, me conducting any public event, public programs, or my enriching activities, me doing Chandi Homa in Thiruvannamalai and Kaundappadi. Understand, if you see those photographs detailed, whether the side tables or the tables covered with a clean white cloth, or my hand key, or everything needed for the sacred rituals, the way it is arranged. In those days, I did not have even one assistant. I was all alone. Understand, if you see those photographs, you can see very clearly. From that time, I started my life until now. It is all about excellence. I consider excellence means intensity with which we connect with Devi and the power of Devi manifests, Parashakti manifests. That's all. Excellence makes you excited more and more.
This same intensity and excitement is today felt all over the world in the hearts of millions of people. The conscious resolution, the Satya Sankalpa that His Divine Holiness made in the year 2000 with this Chandi Homa has blossomed into fruition into a full-fledged nation, Kailasa. In the following years, His Divine Holiness continues to pour himself into the 10 to 12 hours it takes to perform Chandi Homa and the week's time which is needed for preparations, even as he was personally constructing and inaugurating temples and adhinams and embarking on Vijaya Yatra in all the countries of the world.
I used to follow Agama fanatically. I will not allow even a small bit of paper or a plastic or anything to fall into that Agni. Once I invoke the god or the goddess in the Agni. There was a time in 2001 till 2003, I myself will go to devotees' houses or temples and personally do the homas. Sometimes 10 hours at a stretch. 10 hours at a stretch. I myself will go to those shops and prepare all the herbs and items needed to be offered. If there is Homa, 1 week before itself I will go and sit in those shops. They will give 2 workers, 3 workers to me separately. So those workers will start, I will have that book, Agama books, and I will dictate one by one. They will take it and keep it clean, wash those herbs, remove all the mud or any paper or plastic, anything, clean it up, and then they will organize and give. Understand why I am narrating this incident? Because really, the gods and goddesses you invoke in fire come there. Understand that it is not imagination. It is not some small time pass game, or it is not just to satisfy some online, the viewer or the person who paid. It is not profession. No. Understand, when you utter those sounds, invoke them in the fire, they are actually invited there.
Chanting the Chandi is a powerful method of connecting with the universal consciousness. The 360 Shaktis, as well as the hundreds of mantras, the mandalas and yantras, are embedded in the sacred lines of the Chandi, which invoke the divine forces to uphold the balance of the world and give a superconscious breakthrough in individuals. In the Chandi Homa conducted by His Divine Holiness, the very one who embodies the Shiva Jnana Bodha does the Bodhaka Kriya, the offering of the sacred ritual. Especially when conducted by the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Chandi Homa has the power to uplift humanity itself with a superconscious breakthrough through awakening of the sacred feminine cosmic mother energy inside each being.
That's a beautiful sloka in Chandi. Yadevi sarvabhuteshu matru rupena samstita namastasyai 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 namo namaha. O Devi, who is residing in all whatever exists, sarvabhuteshu matru rupena samstita, in the form of ultimate creativity, mother, matru rupena samstita, who is residing, namastasyai 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 namo namaha. I bow down, I bow down, I bow down, I surrender.
Through this Chandi Homa, His Divine Holiness is actively reviving the powerful feminism, the original Hindu feminism. During one of the final offerings of Chandi Homa, 9 young girls, 4 boys and 9 married women are worshipped as the Navakanya and Vaduka Bhairavas and Navadurga. The unique phenomenon that makes Chandi Homa being offered in Kailasa so special is that all of the Suvasinis, the Kumaris and Bhairavas are initiated to manifest the Shaktis by incarnation of Paramashiva himself, His Divine Holiness. Each of them are literally radiating the superconscious energy and mirroring the higher brain functioning of His Divine Holiness.
Understand? My tapas is not inspiration for you to do tapas. It is initiation. Understand? I have not done tapas for myself. I have done it for you. Now, the Devi is available. Sit with that one powerful cognition. All the life energies put together is Parashakti. Let Parashakti manifest in all of us and awaken all the life energies.